Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. This is getting a little bit out of hand. AMC stock is down 27.25% at the time of recording this video. This has gone far too far. Now, let's talk about what you need to know. We just got the reverse split. Shorts are not covering on short positions. They're adding to those short positions. We still don't have the options market that is open for trading, and there is some broader fear out there in the market. So I think there's some things we pretty urgently need to talk about. But again, I do want to highlight the fact that, if you were looking to take on a bullish position, I like these prices better than I like where we were just at. And on a split adjusted basis, AMC stock was just in the $40 to $60 range within the last couple of months, right? Within the last couple of days even, you were in the $35 plus range with this 4-day bounce that you've seen right here hitting a high of $42. Today you're at 14. That's a little extreme. I would say so myself. So let's go ahead and get into all of this information. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section. So the first thing that I want to say to the point of this being extreme, when we do bounce, we're going to bounce very, very strongly. Just given on what we have seen the last couple of days, you're dropping 20% basically every single day, and today is 27%. When that bounce comes, it's going to be a 20, 30, 40% bounce. That's just how these things work when there's a lot of volatility. Now, on one hand, investors are still expecting massive dilution from AMC. Just look at the stock. It's at $14. You really think AMC is going to dilute shareholders when the stock is at 14? No, we're not going to get dilution for a long time unless we get AMC stock going higher again. And then I personally feel like if a company can go through a short squeeze during bankruptcy proceedings, then AMC raising a little bit of capital when the stock is rocketing higher and shorts are getting squeezed, not a big deal. And that doesn't have to end any short squeeze that we are in. Think about that logically. If bankrupt companies can squeeze, then AMC can squeeze if they raise 1 or 2% of the float during a short squeeze, right? So keep that in the back of your mind. Now, let's run through some of the data here with AMC stock, and then I think there's other things we need to talk about as well. So if we're looking at the short score, that's at 89, 278.5 million worth of short positions on AMC stock. Estimated short interest of free float at 27.53%. Free float out on loan at 38.54%. Shares out on loan 19.9 million. Days to cover 5.03. Cost to borrow fees up 531% within the last 3 months at 367.93% for the trailing 3-month average, and 100% share utilization. AMC stock is, you guessed it, still on the threshold securities list. And last we knew, cost to borrow fees were over 1,000%. And it looks like there is we could see 14.13 million shares that are now sold short. So like I said in the last video, I do strongly expect that we are going to see the short interest rise to 35 to 45% once all things are said and done within the next couple of days or so. So that's something I'm still looking forward to. I'm still expecting that. Nothing has changed there. But I do think the options market not trading is not allowing some investors to buy some calls, right? People like to buy calls on AMC. So that's really having a negative effect on the stock, where shorts can go out and short the stock. But a lot of retail investors do not short stock. They buy stock, if anything, right? But there's so many shorts that are shorting the stock, it's not being offset by cheap options that can be bought by retail investors. So when the options market does open, that's where I think you can see some, much bigger movements. to the upside especially. But just all things considered, $14 per share is egregiously low. I don't even think Adam Aron or AMC thought this was going to happen. Or I don't think they probably would have done this whole proceeding, or maybe tried to do it a different way at the very least. So there is all of that. Let's go ahead and take a look at what Wedbush did today. So Wedbush, Alicia Reese, she upgraded the stock from a hold. She was previously at a sell. She assigned a $19 price target to AMC stock. This is still not great. This is still not, fantastic. But considering the stock's at $14, $19 doesn't look so bad right now. But she did upgrade the stock to a hold instead of a sell. And this obviously is having zero impact on AMC stock today. Go figure, right? AMC stock, again, still on the threshold securities list, as we just previously mentioned. Today is August 24th, and you have almost 12 million failure to delivers. Tomorrow, for Friday, you're also going to see 12.1 million FTDs. So a lot of potential, shares that need to be bought back. And I think after this reverse split, what are you waiting for? You have to buy these shares back. That's just basically a given at this point in time. So there is that. And if we take a look at the option activity as well, what's currently on the option chain, which these numbers are going to be baloney for a while. But if you look at on the call side, it says in the money calls. Well, now it's technically out the money calls. 735,000, and there's zero calls that are in the money on this split adjusted basis, right? So there is really no buying pressure going in from the call side. If you look at the put side, the out the money puts, or really the in the money puts at 927,000, that's having a lot of kind of that reverse gamma squeeze effect on the stock. When you cannot offset that by new calls being bought, that 927,000 number is a lot of shorts the market makers have to put on the stock. So I think that's also having a very big effect on AMC. Unfortunately, I do not believe the options market will open until next week. So tomorrow could go either way. It's really a wild card. But next week, that's where I would expect things to be a lot more bullish or neutral at the damn very least. Holy crap, this selling is ridiculous at this point. Now, what we've seen this morning is Dollar Tree beat Wall Street's second quarter earnings and revenue expectations. Its shares dropped as the discounter said customers are spending mostly on food and essentials. The company raised its sales outlook but narrowed its profit guidance. And the CEO says challenging economy is pressuring the discounter, which this kind of is supporting that recession narrative, which is, not what the markets want to hear. That's not good. So it's not like AMC is the only stock that is doing poorly today. Basically, everything is doing poorly today. The S&P is down 0.5%, NASDAQ down 0.8%, Russell 2000 down about 0.8% as well, but AMC is just doing a lot worse than the broader markets. And what's also really affecting the markets today is NVIDIA's earnings. Now, NVIDIA's earnings were great, but this was kind of that buy the rumors, sell the news kind of event. NVIDIA stock is still up on the day today. NVIDIA is up about 3%, but it's not having that sympathy effect to a lot of other stocks like we seen last night. It's, one of those things where investors woke up, they said, this might be as good as it's going to get. Let's go ahead and sell off some stocks. And that is exactly what happened. But NVIDIA is up about 3.5%. So that is, pretty good. If we take a look at where AMC is at in the grand scope of things, AMC stock at $14 per share is basically where you were before the rally in January of 2021. And I know the charts are weird right now, but basically the same as you were in January of 2021. So you have massively de-risked if you are trying to take on a position. It looks a lot more attractive today than it previously did. And that's why I am looking to buy some upside exposure, because I do think it's going to be volatile. But I do think ultimately, what's the narrative that everyone has been saying? What is the overarching kind of thesis with this trade? Shorts have not covered. Shorts need to cover. Well, what's happened over the last couple of days is shorts have taken on massive, massive short positions. This is not retail investors selling out that's causing the stock to drop 20% every single day. It's hedge funds and institutions shorting the stock. And to make matters worse, again, the options are not trading, so you're not getting an offset of potential calls being bought right now. And I think a lot of retail investors were also waiting to buy more to see just what happened after this reverse split. So there is that. I imagine you're probably going to bottom out right here around $15 per share. It wouldn't surprise me to see a bounce towards the end of the day today. If you do not, $10 per share is the next major level that you need to watch. But $10 per share, guys, is $1 based on pricing we seen yesterday. I certainly didn't expect this. I don't think anyone on Wall Street expected this. I don't think AMC expected this. And I think that it's highly incentivized at this point for AMC to try to get the stock to go higher, because you can't raise capital when the share price is this depressed. You're going to send the stock under a dollar, and you're going to get the damn thing delisted at this pace. Okay, so do go ahead and keep all of that information in mind. Now, Barbie is now the highest grossing domestic film release in 2023. Barbie has topped $1.3 billion globally. Does this matter? Absolutely not for AMC's share price. Normally, these things would be, good news. But right now, when you're seeing a shorting attack, it doesn't even matter what Barbie is doing, or what the box office is doing, or what the business itself is doing. It's too many shorts. There's too many short positions being taken out. And again, I do expect a lot of volatility from this. I don't think we're going down in a straight line. I do expect when we get a bounce, it's going to be a 20-30% bounce, especially the longer it goes without AMC actually raising capital. The more, that why the hell are we short in this stock, that narrative will start to play out, guys. So I wish I had better news, but that's what's happening today. I hope you guys can see the bright side of all of this. If you're looking to take on a new position, especially, I hope AMC stock is at these prices when the options come online, because I will go buy crazy buying some calls, because this is far, far, far too deep of a sell-off. Doesn't even make sense. Okay. So yeah, hopefully you guys can see what we're getting at here. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section. You guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.